What's going on, everybody? It's Matt here at Night and Day Performance, and if you guys have been watching, last week we had a whole back and forth ordeal with Joshua Mumford, whatever his name is, the owner of Raw Exotics. Apparently he's gonna expose me, he's gonna expose my shop, but all he's gonna do is expose himself and expose that he doesn't know what he's doing. I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of a little bit of the BS drama back and forth, and since he's going to do a documentary on me and he's trying to go dig up some new information, as I can see, I'll give you guys the full spiel. I'm going to go ahead and let you know, and I'm going to spoiler alert, I'm just going to let you know everything that's going on because it's not anything I have to hide. He dug up not too long ago that I had another shop named Meticulous Customs. That is correct. I did own a shop named Meticulous Customs several years back during COVID times, which kind of tells you that I've been doing this for a little while. Night and Day Performance has been here in Houston, Texas for about 3 years now, and we're doing pretty decent for ourselves, I'd say. We're known all around the country for doing great work and taking care of our customers and doing things right. Back then, I'm going to give you the backstory. So my history started, I grew up building cars. I've done them with my dad for years. I was active duty in the military back in 2011 when I joined the military. Actually, no, 2012, I'm sorry. 2012, I joined the military. Did my 4 years in the military. During my time in the military, I still modified and built cars on the side. And I've done it for pretty much my whole life, building cars. Yes, I am a disabled veteran. Back in 2012 time frame, about the end of the first year of me being on active duty, I had an incident where I fell on the side of a mountain and I broke my back in 3 places. That caused me to have all kinds of issues, which led to me ending up getting out medically at the end of my enlistment, and I am now considered a disabled veteran. Does that mean I cannot work? No, it does not. Yes, I am 100% permanent and total from the VA. I'm a 100% a disabled veteran. But I am not a 100% with unemployability. There is a difference. For veterans that want to get help and say they're at 50%, 60%, and they're saying that they cannot work, and that is their main complaint, that their disability makes it so that they cannot work, they can file to be 100% with unemployability, which automatically boosts them to 100% because they're not able to work. Those options are out there for everybody. So for him to sit there and say that because I'm a disabled veteran, I'm taking away from the funding for other veterans that are really needed, that's childish, and to me it's dumb. It's just pure ignorance at its finest. But yes, I am disabled. Jordan is also disabled, which is why he doesn't work full-time here. Jordan has had a knee replacement, among other medical issues, from when he was on active duty to the time till now. We both see the VA multiple times. So yes, when you come to Night and Day Performance, there are disabled veterans working on your vehicle. If you have a problem with that, you're just not American. Because to me, somebody that can serve their country, have all these injuries, and still push through and keep trying to advance their lifestyle and keep working, to me that's a good thing. But to him, that's a problem. Just the other day in the comments, he told a guy to go hang himself, which is absurd to me. But anyways, back to the shop perspective that he's going to try to throw out there. He posted just today a video that I'll leave right up here.
Like I said, I've been doing some digging. Look at the top of this photo. It says June 2020, Night and Day Performance. But if you look at the bottom right corner of this picture, it shows Meticulous Customs LLC. Shocker. Remember, all of this started over him going in my DMs about doing an oil pump and how taking the pan off was the right thing to do. His lead technician is cam swapping with the oil pump hanging off to the side. You see that? No pan being dropped, and this engine looks dirty. Not to mention, what kind of professional drops the entire engine, transmission, and cradle to do a cam swap?
All right, in that video, he was talking about my mechanic, who I had back in 2020 at one of my previous shops in North Carolina. Yes, I've owned multiple shops. Doing a cam kit on a car and the oil pump is still attached to said car. Funny part is, you can't see the entire process of what's going on. Normally, whenever you do a cam kit on a vehicle, and this guy is saying that professionals don't drop the cradle out the bottom to do cam kits, that's funny, because that's how Dodge does it. That's how Modern Muscle Extreme does it. That's how HHP Racing does it. That's how Gearhead, Bailey's, all the other guys that are major Hemi shops, we all pretty much drop the cradles out the bottom of the cars because that's the right way to do it, so you can get access to everything, so you can torque all the bolts correctly, so you can have full visibility on everything you're working on. So yes, that is true. What he doesn't know is that shortly after this picture was shown of my guy working on the vehicle with the oil pump sitting off to the side, is the motor gets lifted up, oil pan gets pulled down, oil pump gets replaced with a new one. He just took it off that way because at the time that was the easiest way. And the oil pan is the last stage that we do when we're doing those cam kits, because when we're doing everything up top and we're pulling lifters and putting lifters in and, you know, putting in new camshafts and everything else, all of the miscellaneous things are falling down to the bottom. So once you're done, you change the oil pan, pull it off, clean everything out, put a new gasket on, and that's done. Not sure what he's trying to attain by that, but yes, I'm sure he's going to post up that I've owned multiple shops in a couple different states. Not sure where that's a negative. He might even find a couple customers that don't like me because of whatever reasons they have. But he's probably only going to find a couple, because pretty much every customer that I've ever had a problem with, I try to make it right at any cost. And I'm sure there's customers that are going to watch this video that have dealt with me before, that we may have had a build go not how it was supposed to go, might not have went as planned, but they will 9 times out of 10 tell you that Matt tried everything he could to make sure that it's right. I've had customers come in with broken valve springs, and I've worked on stuff, you know, labor, and helped them with labor prices and stuff like that. Yes, everything is not perfect here. I'm not sure why he would try to think that I'm saying that I'm perfect. I never did. I did claim to be the #1 Hemi shop in Houston, and I still claim to be that. And like I said before, if anyone wants to challenge that, feel free to be up to it. I don't see anyone here that has an issue with me saying that that's not willing to challenge me to it. But anyways, this whole story, what happened, how we got here, why is this guy so upset with me? Now's where we're going to get into the backstory. So Joshua Mumford, before he owned a vehicle or a shop, before he had a charger, he came up to the shop, I want to say about a year and a half ago. Came in and, you know, shook my hand. Hey, Matt, how you doing? You know, I heard this and this about you. I know you guys know your stuff. You guys are the #1 Hemi shop, and I just wanted to come by and see if I can, you know, swing by sometimes and learn some things and ask some questions. I'm all for it. I told him, come on, swing by and ask questions. So for the next few months, he randomly would stop by and ask questions about tunes and what companies to work with and who has the best cam kits and what are the things that Hemis like and don't like. Because he told me, we're trying to get into the Hemi world too. We're trying to start building the Hemis. So at that point, I'm thinking, he's coming to me because I know a lot about the Hemis. He's trying to get advice. So I'll give him advice. I help people out. There's plenty of cars out here. I'm not the type that's going to hog all of them and say every customer must come to me. If you can get your own customer base, get your own customer base. I don't care. So fast forward to last week, I think it was, he posted a video and he was discussing that the best way to do a cam kit on a Dodge Charger or a Dodge or a Hemi was to take the bumper, the crash support, the headlights, the radiator support, the condenser, just take everything off. And I was just trying to give him a helpful hint. I was just trying to help him out. I was not trying to be negative when I said this, and I'm not trying to backpedal by any means. I'm not worried about him, but I was in a positive light helping a smaller shop that is getting into the world of Hemis and letting them know, like, hey, over the years that I've been doing this, I've found different ways, I've tried different ways. The fastest way to do a cam kit and the most proper way to do it is to drop the cradle, because when you drop the cradle, you can see everything, you can access everything. And yeah, we do it sometimes without dropping the cradle. It's up to the tech who does it, what they want to do. But for me personally, the fastest way is to drop the cradle. You have full access to the head bolts, you have full access to the headers, you have full access to every single portion of the engine that you need to torque, you need to view, you need to inspect, you need to clean. You have full access. And then he caught an attitude and got mad. I guess he got upset because I was giving him helpful hints. And he got butthurt. Whatever. I don't care. And then he had posted the video about the oil pan. And he was like, you know, I'm trying this new thing where instead of dropping in the oil pan, you can use zip ties and you can pry right here or clean this here and you can cut right here and you can get the oil pump off without dropping the oil pan. And I had messaged him. I said, hey bro, I was like, just letting you know, if you drop the steering rack down, it takes like 15 minutes, and then you can take the oil pan off, put a new oil pan gasket on, charge the customer like $150. They got a brand new gasket. I was like, it just makes it easier, you know, than having to fight with it. Once again, I'm just being nice. If I was trying to be spiteful, I would have commented on his video directly when that happened. But I really didn't care. I wasn't trying to be spiteful. So now he's going back and forth and telling us all this different stuff. And he's just showing the world that he doesn't know what he's doing. When you do a cam job, if you pull the oil pan gasket, why would you change the rod bearings and the main bearings in the car? When you do that, you have to polish the crank usually. You have to mic the crank. You have to use your dial bore gauge. You have to check all of your clearances. You have to check the clearances on the rods, the clearance on the mains. You have to check the clearance on your bearings to make sure that you have the right bearings, to make sure your bearings don't have issues. There's a whole lot to building an engine besides just assembling it, but I'm guessing he doesn't know that because he's saying that if you are taking the oil pan off, you should just go underneath and unbolt the rods and swap the rod bearings real quick. Yeah, you can do that if you're not knowing what you're doing and you just want to throw something together and charge your customer for it. But it doesn't make sense. You don't want to charge $150 for an oil pan gasket, but you'll charge for rod bearings and main bearings replacement? Whatever. At the end of the day, he's going to keep trying to find and dig up dirt on me. But yes, I'm a disabled veteran. Yes, I've owned multiple shops. Yes, I've only been in Houston for 3 years. I don't know what else you want or what he's trying to expose, but I'm looking forward to it. Go ahead and try to expose it. But some things that I can say is I'm not a convicted felon. I don't have a rap sheet. I don't scam my customers. My shop is pretty clean for the most part. I have a climate controlled engine room that we build engines in. And for the most part, I have a lot of happy customers. And I'm going to keep doing that. So I don't want to keep dwelling on too long with this subject because then he's taking up too much of my time. But if you guys have watched up to this point, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check out the Facebook and Instagram too. Hit the like button, turn on notifications. And we're going to get back to building Hemis over here. And he's probably going to go back to posting on social media. I really don't care. Catch you guys here on the next one.